The story begins with Travis, who has just started his new job as a truck driver for Guardian Armored Transport Services. While he was at the bank to pick up cash, a woman approached him and asked to borrow his pen. Travis was instantly captivated by her beauty. When the woman handed him a piece of paper, he panicked, thinking it was a robbery note. But she quickly introduced herself as Zoe and explained that it was just her phone number. Eventually, they went on a date. Over dinner, Travis awkwardly thanked her for not reporting him. That night ended with them sleeping together. Meanwhile, Russell, a senior employee at Guardian, was getting ready for work. He wished his wife, Natalie, a happy 25th wedding anniversary and told her he planned to retire in 6 months so they could finally open the bed and breakfast they had always dreamed of. That evening, they planned to have dinner at the restaurant where they had their very first date. When Russell arrived at work, however, he was frustrated to find that his route had been extended, even though he had requested a shorter one a week earlier. His boss, Clark, dismissed his complaint, praising Russell as their best employee and saying nothing could be changed. Russell asked who his partner was for the day. It turned out to be the new guy, Travis. From a distance, Russell saw Travis bragging to coworkers about getting lucky over the weekend. Irritated, Russell interrupted and told him they were already running late. As they walked toward the truck, Travis tried to be friendly, saying it was an honor to work with such an experienced professional. But Russell replied curtly that he had an anniversary dinner to get to, so Travis should just focus on the job. Trying to make small talk, Travis asked about Russell's evening plans, but Russell refused to answer and told him to drive faster. Travis mentioned that he had passed the precision driving test for the Metro Police, but failed every other part of the exam. Russell made it clear they wouldn't be stopping, not even for a bathroom break. Travis joked that if it came to that, he would relieve himself through the gun port just to make sure Russell got home on time. Throughout the day, they made several stops to collect cash. Travis kept playing loud music and talking non-stop. When Travis assumed Russell was retiring, Russell corrected him, saying he was simply changing careers. Travis guessed his age, then bluntly said, "You're black, you look 40, but you could be 90. Soon after, Clark radioed in to ask if Travis had pulled a gun at the bank the previous week. Travis admitted it, but said no police report was filed. Clark informed him that the bank had canceled its contract and immediately fired him. Feeling crushed, Travis confided to Russell that his whole family worked in law enforcement, but he had never been able to live up to their expectations. At that moment, they noticed 2 cars following them. One car sped ahead, displaying a cloth with "pull over" written on it. Russell tried to calm Travis, but Travis admitted he had only taken a 15-hour online training course. They were in a dead zone with no signal, something the robbers clearly knew about. Travis began to suspect their boss, Clark, might be involved. The robbers threw tear gas into the truck, causing Travis to lose focus. Russell poured an energy drink into his eyes to snap him out of it. A tire was shot out, but they managed to escape for the time being. Travis boasted about his driving skills, but Russell reminded him they were still far from the nearest city. Meanwhile, it was revealed that Zoe was the leader of the robbers, alongside Miguel and Banner. They were planning a $60 million heist. With the truck damaged, Russell decided to pull off the main road to fix the tire. Travis calculated that if the robbers were driving 100 miles per hour and were 7 miles away, they'd catch up in 4 minutes. Sure enough, the robbers soon closed in. The truck got back on the main road, but Miguel jumped onto it and began cutting through the rear door. Inside, Russell fired at him, guided by Travis's shouts about his position, but Russell lost his gun. Desperate, Russell decided to hand over the cash. While searching for it, he discovered illegal cargo, a squirrel monkey from Costa Rica. He eventually threw out some dye-stained bills, forcing the robbers to back off, but Zoe survived and captured both of them. At the hideout, Travis accused Clark of betraying them, but when their captor removed her helmet, it was Zoe. Travis suddenly remembered that, while drunk, he had told her everything about his job. Zoe clarified that Clark wasn't involved, but gave them an ultimatum: help her finish the heist or die. On the way, Zoe admitted the phone number she gave Travis was fake, though she confessed she had enjoyed their weekend together. When Russell joined them in the truck, Travis made a show of telling Zoe to get Russell home in time for his anniversary. Not far away, Miguel and Banner, who had survived, were plotting revenge. Zoe warned Russell and Travis to act natural as they were about to exit the dead zone. Clark checked in over the radio, and Travis, with mock sweetness, told him to enjoy the smoothie he had made. Zoe was curious about what was in it, but Russell brushed it off. Travis admitted it anyway, leading Zoe to assume he'd get fired, only for him to say he'd already been fired over the bank incident. Russell's phone rang. Zoe handed it to him, but Russell warned her that his wife would sense something was wrong just from his tone. Zoe didn't care. Russell answered and lied to Natalie, saying he hadn't seen her wedding ring. Russell then added another lie, claiming he couldn't make it to the dinner because his boss had assigned him a night shift. Natalie simply replied, "Okay." Moments later, Zoe told Travis to make a turn, and they arrived at an auto repair shop. She spoke to the mechanic, an old friend, explaining that her old crew was dead and she needed her truck fixed. The mechanic agreed to help. Zoe then walked with Russell and Travis toward a nearby restaurant. As they strolled, she casually revealed that someone was keeping an eye on Natalie, warning them not to try anything stupid. Inside, Travis noticed Zoe dipping her pancakes into syrup, a quirky habit he shared. He admitted he'd never met anyone else who did the same. Zoe cleared her throat and steered the conversation back to business. She laid out her plan. They would rob a casino called Sorrento. The heist was scheduled for 2:45 p.m., exactly 15 minutes before the official cash pickup, since Monday was the day they collected weekend revenue. She added that her crew would swap the truck's plates to match the real one exactly, and install an RFID transponder to verify the vehicle. A few minutes later, Zoe got a message that the truck was ready. Discreetly, she signaled under the table and said to Russell, "Take this. It'll help you." Russell, believing her, reached for it. Zoe then led Travis to the restroom and demanded his uniform. As Travis reluctantly began taking off his shirt, Zoe casually asked if he was in love with her. Travis laughed off the question and told her not to get a big head, she was just a criminal. Zoe shrugged, saying that the people they were taking money from weren't exactly clean either. Meanwhile, Russell dropped a cup and used it to cut his restraints. When Zoe and Travis came out, they found Russell had escaped. Outside, Russell ambushed Zoe, but was stunned to see Travis standing on her side. Russell immediately accused Travis of being the inside man, but Zoe revealed she was the woman Travis had pulled a gun on at the bank. She insisted Travis had no clue about her real plan. An hour later, they were back on the road. Russell still couldn't believe Travis thought a woman would sleep with him after being held at gunpoint, and then spill details about his job. Travis defended himself, saying that on dates, people share stories. Zoe backed him up, admitting she got him drunk and he told her about his family and dreams, something she found sweet. She confessed she had chosen Travis after reviewing both their profiles because he seemed special. Travis smiled, but Russell cut in, saying Zoe only picked him because he was dumb, making her job easier. Meanwhile, Miguel and Banner arrived at the repair shop, demanding to know Zoe's whereabouts. When the mechanic said he didn't know, they killed him. Only 29 minutes remained before the heist. This time, Zoe tied up Travis and decided to take Russell instead. Travis complained, saying he could easily free himself and ruin her plan. Russell replied that he wouldn't do it because Zoe was his boo. Travis denied it, but Zoe playfully acted offended and asked if he didn't want to run away with her anymore. Travis said he still would, if Zoe stopped doing the heist. Zoe insisted it wasn't just talk, then told him her backstory. Her father had worked 17 years as a guard at the very casino they were about to rob. One day, a restaurant inside caught fire. When the vault doors began to close automatically, her father held them open so the other guards could escape, but he was killed in the process. Instead of compensating the family, the casino blamed him for abandoning his post. Zoe was only 12, and she and her mother were left with nothing. From that moment, she swore to take back that money. Travis offered his condolences. Suddenly, Natalie appeared. Zoe quickly pretended to be Russell's boss and led her inside. Once inside, she pointed a gun at Natalie and told her to stay quiet. Russell was shocked Natalie had slipped past her crew, but Zoe revealed that the guard was just her cousin, whom she had paid $100 to help out this one time. They arrived at the casino. Security was suspicious because the truck arrived earlier than the scheduled 3 p.m. pickup. However, after scanning the RFID, they let the truck through. Inside, a guard asked about the original crew. Zoe hesitated, but Russell quickly explained that they'd been attacked earlier that morning during a robbery attempt, the suspects had been caught, and the drivers were given leave for trauma, so they were sent as replacements. The guard accepted the explanation, and they headed to the vault. A new problem arose. A WWE champion was doing a photo shoot on top of a pile of cash, which would take at least 30 more minutes. Zoe approached him, claimed to be a huge fan, then mentioned that Cortez was insulting his mother on a live stream. Enraged, the wrestler stormed off, clearing their path to the money. They quickly loaded the cash into the truck. The casino manager stopped Zoe, telling her that Michael, her father, had died a hero. Zoe thanked him, then continued loading. Exactly 1 minute before the official pickup time, they left, passing the real truck on the way out. They headed to an old building where Zoe had stashed 2 getaway cars. But Miguel and Banner showed up, ramming the truck until everyone was knocked unconscious. When they came to, they were tied up. Banner loaded the cash into a blue car, woke Zoe up, and taunted her. Travis spotted a pair of pliers on the floor, while Banner took Russell's wedding ring, causing Natalie to react instantly. Russell asked Travis to reverse the truck. Zoe took advantage of the moment to fight back. In the chaos, Miguel was shot. Zoe escaped with the blue car, but Miguel grabbed Natalie as a hostage and shot Russell. Despite his injury, Russell and Travis gave chase. The police joined in, while Clark heard news of the missing monkeys and spotted them on TV. Banner evaded the police and kept after Zoe, but she made a sharp turn and got away. Travis then rammed the truck into Banner's car. Gunfire hit the truck, setting it ablaze. They jumped out, landing on Zoe's car. Russell shouted for Natalie. During the shootout, Zoe ran out of bullets, and Natalie knocked Banner unconscious. Russell embraced his wife, retrieved his now shiny wedding ring, and gave it back to her. Zoe offered Travis a chance to escape with her, but he declined. Before leaving, Zoe kissed him. During interrogation, Travis realized Zoe had slipped him her phone number, and he swallowed it to keep it hidden. 6 months later, Zoe was relaxing in Bali when she got a call from Travis, who was now training at the police academy. She asked if he wanted to meet her. Travis smiled and agreed. Meanwhile, Russell and Natalie had finally opened their dream inn. One morning, Russell found a mysterious package at the door. Inside, he discovered something completely unexpected, and the story ends here.